When people learned that I was writing a novel about Rashi's daughters, the near universal reply was, "Wow, I can't wait to read it." Now, when people hear that my upcoming novel is titled RAV HISDA'S Daughter, the near universal response is, "Who?"
I'm Rabbi Rochelle Adler. I'm a theologian, and I am a professor of modern Jewish thought. I've known Maggie Anton since I taught her her first page of Gemara, and she's a delight. I've read all of the Rashi's Daughters books, and now RAV HISDA'S Daughter, which is simply a wonderful book.
RAV HISDA is one of the most prominent sages in the Babylonian Talmud. The novel that bears his daughter's name unfolds in a household of Jewish scholars in 3rd century Babylonia, at the time when the Talmud is actually being created. Our heroine is Hisda'duk. Her name means Hisda''s daughter in Persian, by the way. And she's both beautiful, she's learned, and she's probably the woman mentioned most often in the Babylonian Talmud.
I've been a Jew for about 20 years, and I think becoming a Jew is it's an experience where you learn things about your culture and about the people, the Jewish people, from so many sources. And I've had a chance to study Torah and Talmud a bit, but what Maggie's done for me is give a context for the people and the way they lived their lives in 11th century France.
Hisda'duk's world is full of conflict. On the world stage, Rome is fast becoming Christian, and they are at war with Zoroastrian Persia for dominance of the world. Closer to home, RAV HISDA and a handful of beleaguered rabbis face defiance from those Jews who reject rabbinic authority and cling to the old ways from when the temple still stood. Against this backdrop, Hisda'duk embarks on the torturous path to become an enchantress.
And she has access to a world of magic, which is a women's world, and what they contribute to the life of the folk.
But the conflict that affects Hisda'duk most personally occurs in her own home, in her father's classroom, where, when she is merely a child, her father brings his 2 best students before her, Rami Bar Hama, Abba Bar Jacob, and he asks her, "Who do you want to marry?" Astonishingly, she replies, "Both of them." And even more astonishingly, that is eventually what happens. First she marries the older, she has children with him, and then, later, after she's widowed, she marries the other one. What a woman! Wouldn't you want to know her story? I certainly did, and that's why I wrote RAV HISDA'S Daughter.
One of the reasons that I was able to become a Jew at all is because of feminist Judaism. And that's what feminist Judaism does, is it helps us look at the Torah, and it looks at Talmud, and look in the white spaces between the black letters. And that's really what Maggie's done here.
You don't have to know Maggie to enjoy her books. So I encourage other people to be similarly happily, pleasantly surprised.
It's a marvelous book, and I really recommend it. It's a page-turner.
So imagine the world of the Talmud into life by reading RAV HISDA'S Daughters. Look forward to joining you when we've all read it and can talk about it together.